Hey, book lovers, welcome back to 3 Minutes with the Author, featuring the latest in book news and author interviews. I'm your host, Shail Rajan, and joining me today is C. D'Angelo, whose award-winning books, The Difference and The Visitor, are now available. Welcome to the show. Let's jump right in. What's one thing you'd like readers to know about you and your writing style?
Thanks for having me. I write women's fiction and chick lit and the relatable stories of the Italian American culture, bursting with quirky characters, but realistic stories, and lots of food, armchair travel, and a lot of good family values.
I love it. Sounds exactly like the kind of books that I personally love to read. Well, tell us a bit about each of the two books.
The Difference was published first, and that is about a woman named Rachel who is a therapist but clueless about herself. She's really anxious. She's feeling very lost, almost depressed, and she decides she wants to find out more about her family history. So she goes on an ancestry mission to try to find out why her grandpa never wanted to talk about his immigration from Italy.
Okay.
And so she's trying to save herself, trying to save her relationship. And, it's a little bit of a mystery under thread in there. And then The Visitor it was published a few years ago, and that is a woman named Mary in New Orleans who has a new age store. She's trying to save it from being destroyed by her nemesis high school ex-boyfriend, who's now a developer. And she needs to learn to accept help and to trust other people, and including a mystical new customer, to try to save her building and maybe qualify it as historic.
Oh, I love it. They sound like fun reads. Well, where
Thanks.
where can readers find your books online?
The paperbacks are only available on Amazon right now. The ebook is available anywhere you can get an ebook, so Amazon, Barnes and Noble, etc.
Okay, great. What's your favorite thing about being an author?
I'm also a therapist, like the first character I mentioned, and so I really love the connection to people, and I very much enjoy seeing the expression on their faces when they talk about the books with me, maybe at book signings or when they comment back and forth with me. I love that they get something out of it and they can escape and enjoy.
Yeah, I feel like therapists make great authors just because of the insight they have into kind of the human condition. You're actually, I think, the third or fourth author I've spoken to who's also a therapist. Um, how do you overcome writer's block if you ever suffer from it?
I only suffered one time from it, and what I did was I just sat there and wrote something, no matter what it was, until I was done for that day with the chapter I was writing. I kept going, and that worked because then it turned
Oh,
into a beautiful chapter in my upcoming book.
oh, tell us about that. When you expecting to publish that?
Yes, The Gift is going to be the first in a series of three in the Vintage Vine series. And that is in September. That'll come out. I don't have my pitch quite down for that yet, but it's a woman who's struggling with an early midlife crisis. And she has to decide if she's going to continue on the path that hasn't been successful for her so far as a professional cellist, or she got struck with the bug of trying to open a vineyard and revive her family legacy.
Okay.
So her husband is not on board with that one, and we need to figure out which she'll choose.
I love it. I love it. Well, you heard it here first.
That's right.
That's, that's great. I'm adding all of your books to my TBR. I cannot wait to read them because they sound exactly like the kind of books I love to read, and I'm heading on vacation, so um, be perfect. Well, tell me about an author that you'd love to have coffee with.
I adore Camille Pagan. And first of all, I've had the opportunity to communicate with her, and I found out how similar we are somewhat in the writing style, just as people. And she's so friendly, approachable, kind. Just love her. I would love to meet her in person.
Well, that's great. That's great. I know she's done some quotes for your book, so that's so
Yeah.
special. All right, well, that's it for us. It goes really fast. A huge thank you to my guest, C. D'Angelo, whose books The Difference and The Visitor are now available. and a series, the first book in a series on its way called The Gift. I'm your host, Shail Rajan. Thanks for joining us on 3 Minutes with the Author. Stay tuned for info on how to find books by my guests, learn who will be joining us next, and watch the latest episodes. Thank you. Thanks so much.